Recording.
Dopeness. All right, everybody, welcome back. Would somebody like to do the recap?
No recaps.
No recaps? Oh, sad face. Those are fun.
Why not?
That's being funny.
Hey, you can do the recap. I messed it up last time anyway. Unless you don't know.
I'll try to. I did one big type up of the recap, but I think I'll go off of where I think we left on. So after searching the library and discovering, the mysterious ancient book and the corpse of Robert Finley sliming his way up the wall out of the window of the library, we decided to go back to Venturi Farmstead, where we took shifts watching throughout the night, and I believe John and Max were fixing up the car while Gail and Charles slept, who then took the next shift and saw a creepy octopus out in the rainstorm. So we boarded up the doors and locked the place up, and then we finished up our rest with no attacking party on the barn. But we decided the next day to continue investigating Town Hall, where we went back to town first and discovered both Charles and Gail's living quarters had been, broken in. Well, it was just Charles at first, and then Gail's uncle came in and broke in very loudly. We eventually regrouped and hogtied him, and then I believe we left him there while we went and investigated the town hall.
Yep.
And then Charles was looking into the police records, saw that the mayor had redacted a bunch of the cases of missing people and or maybe murders. So we regrouped after. At the same time, Gail had seen one of the founding paintings of the city had the Sumerian runes in it, and we don't know if those were added or if those have been there since the very beginning, but we went around the back. Most of the party hid in the bushes or along the building. Charles directly confronted the mayor and questioned him somewhat aggressively and got him to break a little bit and show that he was just a little bit nervous, especially once the ring was revealed. And then we also, I think actually we ended right there. We left, and I think we were going to discuss if we wanted to investigate the town hall or the mayor's quarters himself.
I thought we were gonna go up to Gail's apartment and stake out the mayor's house, basically, to see, just kind of follow him. I thought we talked about that, but
I'm good with that. I mean, that's pretty much where we left off, though.
yeah, I think we are still in the alleyway trying to figure out what our next move is gonna be.
Yeah, we have not gone back to the apartment yet, I don't think.
Nope.
Alright, should be good, hopefully now.
I mean, hey, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as far as the recap goes, you guys went, confronted the mayor, and have now discussed potentially staking out the mayor's home from Gail's apartment.
Yes.
Last time you guys leveled up. So let's open up the floor to you guys are discussing what you're doing next.
But I think the mayor definitely knows more than what he's telling us.
That's what it sounds like.
He's definitely not gonna tell us. So I think the best way then is to just follow him. If I remember right, it looked like his house wasn't well lived in.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I did leave that out.
No,
Charles had definitely seen that it was very bare and did not feel lived in, despite the mayor having lived there for many months now.
So he's got to be spending most of his time somewhere else.
I think we want. That's why we want to stake it out, right, to see where he goes.
Right.
Or we can see it right from your apartment, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I live on the second floor, but I definitely have a window facing that direction, I imagine.
All right.
Go hang out in there and go sit on your uncle or something. I don't know.
Yeah. We probably left him in like the middle of my living area or whatever.
Well,
parlor
I mean, your apartment's wrecked, right? So
yeah, he tore it all up. I mean,
yeah,
he was only
when
in
we
there
assumed
for
he was looking for the book.
5 minutes. How horrible can it all? Like he couldn't have ruined all my furniture, right?
You've obviously never had a toddler.
He pretty thoroughly trashed at least the living room.
Okay. My couch has got to be salvageable a little bit. I gotta have like a chair still, like a couple.
I mean, your furniture's intact.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Just
I mean, to be honest, I figured to be cleaning up while we're there waiting anyways.
Yeah.
He literally came in, shoved you out of the way, and just started like taking your shelves and just clearing them.
All right.
Like frantically searching for something.
All right. Cool. Great.
We have an idea.
And he obviously wasn't himself, juiced up on something.
Probably drugs.
Drugs.
Knowing him.
Drugs.
Fentanyl.
Drugs.
Getcha.
Fentanyls. That's like the worst thing in the country right now.
Yeah.
But the opioid
I mean,
crisis.
This is before fentanyl was most likely even invented.
This is back when they were still talking about cocaine.
So,
Yeah.
you guys
cocaine was probably still in Coca-Cola.
What route are you guys taking to get to Gail's apartment? Are you guys just walking across the back alley, or are you guys going to go back to the front street?
Might as well go across the back alley. Where we go to the front.
Okay.
Are you trying to make us walk extra steps?
What? No.
Our characters are.
I mean, I assume this is already over the fence, out of the sight of the mayor, possibly prying eyes from the window.
The last you seen of the mayor, like, he didn't even look out the window to make sure you left. He literally slammed the door, and you heard him latch the deadbolt.
That just means he's confident.
Between your, at the end of your last conversation.
Yeah, that just means he's super confident, I think.
I don't know.
Psychopaths usually are.
I mean, could you really get an FBI investigation out here? Because that might actually be just what we need.
Is the FBI actually even a thing, if we're being honest yet?
At this point,
I believe the FBI is a thing during World War II.
I think they're still the OSI.
Are they OSI?
Can we get some letter people out
here? Alphabet people.
Yeah, some alphabet folks.
1908 is when the FBI was started.
Boomsies.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
July 26, 1908.
Wow.
All right.
I believe, above game, I believe being an FBI investigator is actually a character option you guys can pick.
Really?
I believe so. For future reference.
Bringing the fucking National Guard in this goddamn place, right?
Right.
You're assuming a lot.
I mean,
roll luck to have Charles have a random FBI buddy.
I mean, if you want.
I mean, it would put some fear into someone if he had a special agent stop by.
I will also go out on a limb and tell you, you guys have no idea how large of an organization you're dealing with or who is involved.
We know there was at least we heard a bunch of footsteps when we were at the library the other night, correct?
You know of at least 20 people in this town that are involved.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
We've not gotten anything to make us believe that it would be outside of the town, though.
We have not seen any evidence that says outside of the town.
Right.
We just think it could. It's a possibility that there is outsiders here.
We've all lived here. We know there's no, other than Charles, nobody's outside the town. So what?
I'm not from the town.
You've been here all summer.
You're one of them.
He's an introvert. He doesn't go anywhere, right?
He also screams in the dark.
We didn't know that. We didn't hear any.
That was one night.
He came back in.
He snapped out of it. All right. He had a bad dream. All right.
He's a little odd. I'll give you that, but.
So,
he's a college.
On your guys' way back, go ahead and everyone make a spot hidden check, please.
Spot hidden.
All right.
Oh, all right.
Oof.
I rolled a nat 20.
No.
I rolled a...
Wrong dice. Wrong game, wrong dice.
Yeah.
Wrong game, wrong dice. I got 60, so it didn't beat my 50. I didn't have.
95.
You got sand in your eye.
Oh,
It's all right.
I also failed.
I rolled better than a nat 20. I rolled a 38 out of 25.
So none of us fast?
So you all fail your spot hidden check. So on your way back, everything seems normal.
Good. As it should be.
We're all just fucking not paying attention.
It's a nice day.
Isn't this my... Like, I live here, though. Shouldn't I have advantage or something? Wouldn't I...
I didn't say anything was wrong with your apartment.
Okay.
I didn't. Well, other than your uncle tossing the place and shoving you out of the way, nothing is wrong.
As someone who is seeing, like, I walk up and down these stairs, like, I'm here every day. Wouldn't I notice if something was out of place? Is something I'm saying.
So,
like, if I walked into our bedroom and something was moved, I personally would notice.
Again, if something is hiding from you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I'm like, if a pot was moved, or if like a piece of paper was placed somewhere weird, I
want video evidence.
There's
yeah, Brad, you gotta test that theory on me now.
I was gonna say somewhere else, like where I work, but like.
But what I'm saying is, all right. So above game now, something is actively hiding from you.
Mm-hmm.
So. You
could have said no, and that's fine.
Right,
you don't have to explain it to me. I was just asking, out of hoping that I'd get a second chance.
No,
out of a hope.
Right.
Oh no, you've poked the bear. It's time.
Kill me, bitch.
But anyway, so you have a leisurely stroll back to Gail's apartment. With
pretty
nothing seemingly out of the ordinary.
Pretty short walk.
It's like a 30-foot fucking walk.
Yeah, like stroll.
It's at least 100 yards. I don't know.
100 yards.
It's a football field.
The grocery store is literally right next to town hall.
I'm kidding.
I meant to do some Arkham Forge stuff too, to have some little.
It's all right.
Things.
We'll get them next time. Anyway, so yeah, your short leisurely stroll back to your apartment.
Okay, yeah.
Seems uninterrupted and ordinary.
Alright. I walk up the stairs, unlock my front door. What do I see?
You see your uncle where you left him.
Great. Perfect. Is he still alive? Like, is he conscious?
Oh, yeah. He's wriggling around.
Wiggle.
No, wriggling, not wiggling.
Difference.
I don't know.
Wiggling, I think, would be more of like that motion, and writhing would be more of like a seizure type of emotion. Maybe?
He's essentially fighting against his bonds. You could tell that.
He needs some race car fuel in him.
He's just struggling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's actively trying
I think he's had plenty of race car fuel, honestly. He probably needs to sober up, if anything. I don't know if this man's been sober in like the last 20 years. It'll be interesting.
Well, that definitely didn't seem to help him with the sickness he's got right now.
I don't know if he's sick. He's always like this. An asshole.
The black blood coming out of his mouth.
Okay, that's abnormal.
I don't think that's normal.
I mean, it's also streaming from his tear ducts and the other corners of his eyes.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. But
so he looks like he's trying to go to like a My Chemical Romance concert. So it's streaming this way and on the inside, and I just fingerprinted my glasses.
Good job.
Like a dork, but
Okay. Well, that's weird, I'll give you that. But, like, he's always been kind of a dick. This is the first time he's tried to break into my apartment and invade my privacy, though. So, that's annoying.
Seems a little...
Are you trying to suggest My Chemical Romance fans are dicks?
I think we're all Chemical Romance fans here.
No, I like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I was going to say. If I can't trigger you with one note, alright?
Pew!
Yeah.
Everybody thought the same note, didn't we?
It's that video where they're like, you gotta finish it. Each person just goes, dude. It's like you gotta finish it.
Mm-hmm.
The square block goes in the square hole. Anyway.
All these squares.
So, yeah, your uncle is now conscious again, struggling against his bonds, trying to get free.
That's not good, actually.
And he's gagged, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
he's
yes,
gagged.
you have him restrained and gagged.
He's like, my sheets are ruined, but he's restrained. To figure out how to get another pair of those. Probably only have like 2 pairs back in those days.
Yeah, you wouldn't have one.
No.
I only have like 2 pairs now.
So your own.
You wash one set and swap them out.
Yeah, because on my own, but the fabric is expensive. And also, there's not a fabric store in this town.
There's a difference between like a male and a female line. None of us would have thought of that at all.
There's a Joanne's in the next town.
I would have to
So I would like to
travel ways.
roll to keep an eye on the mares while we're here having this conversation.
So
Yeah.
you have a pretty good shot seeing the comings and goings from the grocery store's apartment above. So
grocery store's flat.
Yeah, the flat. So you guys can take shifts. You can do it in pairs. You can do it one at a time.
I don't see a reason for
Um,
for a bunch of people to stand around a window.
I will say
Yeah.
there are no there's no street lights behind the store front. You know what I mean? So there's lights on the street front, but there's no lights behind the stores.
Okay.
I feel like there would be like one, like on the back side of the.
I mean,
store.
if that makes sense for the grocery store,
Yeah.
but that light definitely wouldn't be bright enough to reach the mayor's
No,
house.
the mayor's wouldn't have a light for his front door though.
It's back door.
But it's his front door.
Oh, it is his front door. Yeah, I guess.
Technically.
I mean, you're assuming that he's going to turn that on and leave.
No, I'm just interested that why there's not a light. So
I mean, there is.
we
but
watch it and he's like, we're there for hours. Well, that's what because we just woke up. Like, it was morning, basically.
Yeah, it's not even like lunchtime yet.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, he
now
also.
you're talking about getting dark.
No. I'm just letting you know that is how it is.
Should we have?
You knowing your store,
Mm-hmm.
you know that there's a light there.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then is there actually? Can you pull up the map? Because apparently I'm confused.
The map.
Show me the map.
On the map,
Das
on the map, on the map.
Das Map. All right. Let's see.
I mean,
Town Hall.
Even if he doesn't have a light, that makes it easier for us to sneak over there.
So actually,
my flat is not going to take up the entire grocery store, but it probably
No.
takes up like
are you saying it's that back left corner?
right this.
Okay. So
There you go.
so the back left corner over here.
Yeah. That
So
that's what I was pointing to.
yeah.
And then there's probably like another one, but nobody lives in
I
it.
don't know why I thought there was a building between your house and the town hall.
There's
No,
not.
there's not.
You said there's a fence though.
Yes, he has a privacy fence.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Town hall, or-
Or just on the back corner, so it's like not everybody can just roll up on him and see what he's doing in his own lawn.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Right.
From my windows, could we reasonably see the parking lot for the police station? Through the park? At the right angle?
I'm gonna say the parking lot is behind the.
Police station, so probably not.
Yeah, so it'd be the opposite side.
Let's
Because
see.
that would be accurate because when Max went on his moonshine run to the next town over,
Mhm.
he was able to check where the police cars were
Mhm.
on his way out of town.
Yes.
That works. Thank you. Actually, I could do that on my own phone. Why
You
didn't I
really
do that?
could, but I figured.
That was dumb. Actually, I am gonna pull up on my phone so that way I can scheme better.
He still needed that map.
This is why I don't have tablets.
No, yeah. Boop.
I feel like my stuff
Maps.
saved from last
Stanley.
session.
Alright, so yeah. So anyway, from your apartment, if does your apartment go from the back of the store to the front of the store?
Yeah.
You'd be able to see the front of the police station,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be able to see the parking lot because the parking lot for the police outpost actually shares its parking lot with the schoolhouse.
Okay.
See, what I picture of the store would be kind of like downtown Holly, where you have a store on the bottom, you have an apartment up top, and it's kind of like the,
Yeah.
That's what I picture.
Like,
I
there's
mean,
other
windows on every
apartments-
side, but
Yeah.
There's other apartments that are just empty.
Yeah.
I basically have the upstairs to myself.
That's what I picture at least.
Yeah.
Because
So-
that's how it was.
Anyway, now that we've set the logistics of this, upon you entering the room, your uncle, you see him struggling, but as he hears you guys enter the room, he struggles even like harder. Like,
Well, great. We should probably double check that he's bound properly.
like something about all of your presence really is driving him like wild.
Yeah.
If he's looking at his eyes, does it look like
They are
Can I do a medicine check to like examine him even closer? Like see.
you can. Do your medicine check and then do a spot hidden for me, please. Or spot hidden, please. So, what was the results of your medicine check?
11,
So yeah, you passed that.
and I'm 80, so that's a critical.
Yeah, that's critical success. Okay.
And that one is a 21 out of 25.
Okay. So you, being a medical professional,
camera?
Semi-medical professional.
Just the camera towards you.
so being a med student and almost a graduate, I'm assuming, you notice on one of his arms there's a track mark where something has been injected into him. And you can also tell that his heart rate is so elevated that he's like borderline like cardiac arrest. And like when you touch him, he's cold, but he's sweating, like almost through his shirt. Or actually, I assumed a lot. Did you touch him?
I mean, I might as well at this point.
So
We've already touched him before.
Yeah.
well, this time it's a little less violent touching, just a little bit. This is almost nurturing, borderline.
Well, this
You
is
know.
doctor care, not nurturing. Come on now.
I do find that funny that now you're the doctor.
Listen, they're
In the
not.
last campaign, people caught these hands. Now these hands are going to heal their.
Okay.
Right. So, what do you do upon these discoveries?
Well, I turned to her and I asked her if her uncle was a drug addict of some sort because he seemed to have a track mark from a needle injection.
Not that I know of. Would not be out of the realm of possibility. I mean, he was really into alcohol, so I mean, he's also just kind of dumb. So I wouldn't be shocked if he was into drugs. But I really don't. I'll be honest. This is the most time I've spent with this man.
You said he was cold to the touch. How cold are we talking?
Like, honestly, frankly, you can tell he's below like your body temperature. He's not hypothermic, but he's definitely cold. Like he's cooler than your skin to the touch.
Almost like he's dying in a way.
And sweating. Which makes no sense.
whatever condition he has is very abnormal. He's cold to the touch, but yet he sweats. His heart rate is so fast, he's nearly going into cardiac arrest.
Give it to me straight, doctor. Is he dying?
I think you should put him in.
All right. That'll be hard. We should not do that here. It would be it'd be really inconvenient for him to die in my apartment now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, you could just
In
drag
this state.
You could drag it to the empty apartment.
Yeah, I'm the only one who has keys for up here.
We got pigs at the farm.
Are we really talking about how to hide my family's body right now?
I mean, if we're gonna kill them, Who's gonna?
So
He's
hold on.
dripping
Mid
back
conversation.
from the
Hold on. Mid conversation. Being an investigator, how does Charles feel about this?
I don't think we should be trying to put him down as of quite yet. We might be able to call the FBI and maybe get someone to show up here.
I just know that I don't trust the
tell-
local authorities right now at all.
Well, tell the FBI
yeah.
what exactly.
I'm not really sure the sheriff.
Therein lies the issue. What crimes have been committed? What exactly is going on?
Yeah, they
here?
show up.
What proof do we have?
There's a dude hogtied in the middle of our apartment, your apartment. Like, hey, we
Well,
hogtied
he's
this
also
guy.
got that black stuff coming out of his
Well,
eyes.
he
Do you
was
really
caught
want that in your
for
pants?
doing a breaking and entering, so he already did something illegal. He should be arrested, which he technically is restrained and arrested right now. But I think even then, what we were talking about earlier is there's a lot of missing bodies or missing people. There's a lot of dead bodies showing up in this town that is very indicative of a serial killer. We could definitely call in the higher authorities here, but I feel like we should further investigate before doing so to have some more rock solid evidence to prove our point.
Yeah, I don't think the FBI are going to be coming in for a B&E. I feel like they would just call that cop and tell him to deal with it.
Exactly. That's if we can find some more evidence of the mayor being corrupt, which I already have been looking into in those police records, and if we can find some hard evidence, we might have a chance.
So maybe we should take another look at this ring. Is there any? Did anybody really look at it yet?
I mean, we looked at it and seen, was it an engraving on it or something?
Yeah, we
It is
could
engraved
definitely get
with
it out
the
and
same
compare it to the book.
Sumerian runes from the book.
Yeah.
Is it large, small? Is there any way we
It
can
is.
figure out who it might fit?
Oh goodness.
It automatically shapes you put it on.
That would be awful, actually.
I'm not going to be the one to test that out there, buddy.
Have you heard of the style of ring, like a shield plate ring?
No.
It's like almost like the same shape as like a class ring.
Oh, okay,
it's
yeah.
a class. Yeah,
It's
That's
the
a way
same.
better analogy than.
Well, it's a type of ring. It doesn't have a set gemstone in it. It's a solid gold band.
Yeah,
It's just
my grandfather had one like that. Where
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah, it's
the
like
flat
a-
top on it.
yeah.
almost like a signet ring.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I got it. Class ring was a better description.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You let me go.
I expect better. Sure. All right.
Sorry, this is my third time here. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
So like I said, is it would it fit on Gail's hand or is it better fit on
It is
Max's hand?
definitely more of a male size ring.
Okay, that's helpful. I think.
I think it'd be more helpful if it was female. I think we'd be able to narrow it down a lot faster.
With the war going on, I feel like there's definitely less men here than there are women.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when it comes to so far the people who've been involved with this.
Yeah. Well, so actually, who's checking out the window? We haven't assigned.
I was saying I was standing by the window for the meantime, so
we're
I'll
just kinda
toss you the
standing
ring.
there. We're just kind of talking throughout the apartment, basically,
Right.
throwing ideas.
Yeah, I guess while I'm chit chatting and throwing out ideas, I'm picking stuff up and putting them back where they're supposed to go, as best I can.
Yeah, I assume you'd be like, I feel like Max would be lending a hand and be like, where do you want this? Or,
Well, somebody's got to keep an eye on this guy so that he doesn't get out of bounds.
What are you looking at me?
Because you're doing something weird, but also somebody needs to keep an eye on my uncle.
would you be a volunteer?
Well, everyone's staring at me, so I guess I don't have a choice. I'm going to volunteer.
Cool, sweet.
I mean, you haven't said much, so I was giving you a chance to speak. All right.
So, as of right now, who are our suspects? Obviously the mayor. Who else do we think is wrapped up? Who else has been acting weird?
I feel like
The police chief, when we questioned him the other day,
What was his name? He likes to be called the sheriff, but that's not his actual name.
It's George, wasn't it?
oh yeah, George Smith.
We're here.
What? Hi. Yeah, because I feel like he's I think he knows more than what he let on, but he doesn't know that much either. I think he's just turning a blind eye. Is
Mm-hmm.
all he's really doing.
Probably.
At least that's my theory.
Well, I mean, he overlooks lots of things. Doesn't do his job very well.
That's like I said. I feel like he's just turning a blind eye. He's not actually knows what's happening.
Well, typically speaking, the leaders or culture people in positions of power. So, if the mayor's part of it, then there's a good chance the chief of police or the police chief or whatever you want to call him,
The sheriff
would be part of it as well.
He's our sheriff.
I mean, we could always test him, and the three of us could leave, take it nearby, and call this in as a breaking and entering, because it very much is. And if he arrests this uncle, or if he lets him go, would be a clear statement of where his loyalties lie.
Not necessarily. You could arrest him just to get rid of him later. He's clearly just a pawn.
Either way, it would get the uncle the fuck out of here.
That's true. It
It
would
would?
get my uncle out of our hair. And as much as I love having him over for whatever this was, my house would look a lot better.
It would
without
be
him in
interesting to see his response and see what he does, and one of us could
Because there's a hole behind that door in the drywall or the plaster.
Yeah.
He definitely forced his way in here.
Yeah, we could, and plus you have a police officer, a New York City police officer here, or detective, sorry, saying, be like, hey, he broke in and we helped defend, Gail.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, if he is a part of this, he could say that all the damage and everything is from us attacking this man, tying him up, and now we're trying to accuse him of crime.
Well, she would have to.
Well, I'll just handcuff him again and untie him.
No, she could be a part of it as well, as in helping us trying to kill our uncle for some reason.
No, well, it could. I agree with the fact of trying to see a response out of the sheriff.
I don't think we should try tying. I don't think we should all four of us be tied together like that.
I wouldn't want us all to sit there at the same time.
Yeah, especially since Charles's place got flipped. I think Charles and John, thank you, should keep an eye on the mayor's house from maybe a different place, and then Max, you and I could have feasibly maybe taken down my uncle.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see that.
Yeah. So, and I don't know you very well, but
you know me well enough.
Right, you could have been on Unison, like just a passerby.
I mean, you grew up in this town. I grew up in this town.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like that's a feasible situation. I do think we should probably cover the marks on our neck before we call the sheriff out, because if he is involved and he sees that we're marked for sacrifice, that might change things too.
I mean, you can put your hair down where it covers it.
I'm sure I've got makeup. I am a woman of the 40s.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Cover up was a thing, I'm sure.
Charles and I observed from different locations, the idea, but I just want to say, the last time, involving the police when we're not sure of his loyalties is a bad idea.
I think it's a good test, and there's nothing else we can get out of my uncle, and he is a liability in my apartment.
They can try to turn it against us, but then our New York City police detective is going to call.
That means nothing.
It's going to call the federal government on it. It makes
and the government's going to say, "What the hell are you talking about? We're in the middle of a war. You're speaking gibberish. Stop calling us."
Or also the fact that it's her apartment. She has to press charges.
Yeah.
He can't just take us away and say that there's no charges. He has no charges to press against her.
You can absolutely.
What charge? Tell me the charge.
Assault, kidnapping.
Assault in your own place.
It's defense. It was self-defense.
That's what you're saying, but if he's the sheriff and he is in on it, he doesn't have to tell the truth to just arrest you guys.
I know. I'm just saying, there's way too many witnesses against his. Basically, his being sheriff of the town will be gone.
And that's why I think it's important that you and Charles aren't there with us, because if something does happen to us, you guys can help figure that apart.
He's too proud to risk his reputation as a sheriff, because there's no way if this would get out. This would get out instantly in a small town, and it would be an instantaneous. He's never being reelected again.
And also, I feel like I'm not a huge member of the town, but I am at least respected, being the manager of the only grocery store in town.
A grown man breaking into the house of a woman whose husband's overseas fighting
in the 40s
is such a scandalous story.
So bad. Even if he is my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all are just assuming
Well, he's
from
the town
like a
drunk.
normal perspective, but if this guy is part of a cult, the chain of events is he arrests you. You might not even make it to the jail. He might just take you straight to another location, and then you guys get sacrificed on an altar or something.
Okay, then that happens.
Well, I can hold my own in a fight.
The reward for this is way more on the risk than in the reward.
No, we can know what the sheriff knows.
Charles, what do you think?
We haven't done no investigation on him.
I don't know.
I think that it is worth getting him out of our hair and seeing where the police's loyalty lie.
I mean, if y'all want to
think-
do it, all right,
I'm also really worried about. I'm worried about the uncle getting undone, and also I'm assuming wherever you guys go to watch, you're going to keep an eye out for us too. So
Right.
if you see us being walked away in handcuffs, I'm hoping you guys would intervene, like
Maybe not intervene, but
Or,
like follow.
follow or something.
Because
you
if
know?
we get taken to, like, I don't know, that old warehouse that's down the street or whatever, then obviously something's up. But if he takes us to the sheriff office, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, I would assume that you guys would be like, "Oh, that's not good," and
Yeah.
you would go follow us.
I mean, Charles, you have plenty of reason to go through police records. I'm sure you could come up with an excuse to walk into the station.
Yeah, I'd hope it wouldn't take it that far, but if it
Mhm.
does,
Right. If we're planning for B, C, D, and E,
well, there's A. And then
I mean,
Well, A is
We
turning
just-
my uncle in and see what how the sheriff reacts to that. That's A.
I mean, like I said, if y'all
definitely
want to
could
do
post up in the park across from the street.
well, let's do it and see what
Or-
happens. Then, so let's figure out where you guys want to post up at. I guess
Yeah. You guys
let's
figure out
let's
where
figure
you're
out what
going.
we want to post up, which makes sense at least. So according to the map, you guys could. Yeah, I mean Stanley Park would be the best place to be.
Do they,
Stanley Park
keep
or
an
the
eye-
rooftop?
That's true. You could go up to the roof. I don't
Except
know if
rooftop
there's.
is a very observable place.
I feel like I
Yeah.
guess
If someone saw us on the roof, they'd need to go, "What are they doing on the roof?"
I do feel like there'd be a question there. I agree.
Whereas if we're in the park, oh, that college kid is hitting on the other guy. That's hot.
Them city boy types.
Yeah, definitely the park then.
Two foreigners.
You guys could keep an eye on the mayor's car too. Not that he necessarily needs it, but I feel like he's that type that if he's gonna go somewhere.
And if it comes down to it, my car is right there in front of the market.
Yeah.
If you guys need a car, I don't know.
Are you gonna let someone else drive your car, man?
If it comes down to it,
Okay.
Better than letting someone slash the tires again.
I'll murder someone.
All right. I guess I'll get on the telephone and
Well,
dial
wait until these guys get to a safe location.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
make
get
sure,
it.
but like watch.
All
make
right,
sure
I'd like to roll stealth to, sneakily go over to the park without being noticed by prying
Yeah,
eyes.
through the back door.
Sure thing. Roll for me. Stealth checks, my friends. Stealth checks.
Stealth checks.
Thank God I don't have to
Ooh,
do that.
17. Let's go.
Oh wow, we actually rolled similarly 18
8.
Let's go.
out of 75.
Mine's a 46, so 20. I got under 23, but it's not critical.
All right. You guys kind of don your sneaky personas and walk out the door.
Can we sneak out like Scooby Doo on our tiptoes?
Yeah, sure.
Play the same noise.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when Scooby Doo was good.
So you guys tiptoe and creep out the door and work your way over to the park slowly.
I don't know why. I'm just imagining Batman and Robin just like slowly, carefully leaving. It's broad daylight, and they're just like, dunna,
Hey,
dunna.
it's the 40s. Maybe Batman and Robin's based off of Charles and John.
Which one's Robin?
I mean,
this is
there's
why I
literally
put the image of Shaggy
Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
Because then I get to be Scooby and he can be Shaggy.
I mean,
Sherlock
obviously
Holmes and
Charles
Watson.
is
There's
Batman.
a detective and a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're younger than he is. He has to be Batman.
Yeah, I mean he's like 40.
He's
Yeah.
Ben Affleck and you're not.
Anyway,
I'm the
sorry.
bloodied up armor in the cave. Thanks.
Max, I think we should get our story straight too. So my uncle knocked on my door, demanded to come in I opened the door, seeing it was him, thinking he just wanted something. He pushed past me and started wrecking my place. I came out on the street. You were there. I told you what was happening real quick. We ran up here. We beat him down,
And basically, the reason that I parked out in front of your store was I wanted to swing by. I know you're closed on Sundays, but I was going to ask if I could get something out of the store last second.
sounds great.
I needed some eggs or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure out something.
And you live on a farm. You don't need eggs.
I don't need eggs. You're right.
Maybe you needed some spoiled fruit for the pigs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Chorn.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
And we might, thinking about this, just talking in general, we might have to be careful. I might have to go back and actually do some chores because it is a small town, and I'm pretty sure my parents are going to start getting pissed, and people are going to find out I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful with.
But they should be proud of you for helping stop a fucking B&E.
They don't know that yet, but
Yeah. All they've known is he called and was like, "Has my room been tossed?" Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna wait like 5 minutes after Charles and John leave, and then I'm gonna call up.
Alrighty.
911 rotary phone.
So you're gonna
I feel like
911
I
or
would-
you're gonna call?
I'd have to flip through the phone book and be like, "Where is that police number?" Because I probably
Roll a used library.
to use the yellow pages.
Yeah.
Why not?
I might not even have to use the book. It might just be right on the front cover. But okay.
I'm kidding.
I mean, it'd be like 3 pages. In this whole thing.
I'm only kidding.
Yeah. This is like more of like a folder instead of a book.
You stick it to the fridge with a magnet.
Like, I feel like I would have that number as part of the store. I just don't think it would be a number that I would have kept out and about in my apartment because I never would have thought.
I mean, it's
needed to call
public
him.
information. There's also operators. You could dial the operator just
There's
to get to the
backlit
police
operator,
station.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You could dial the operator, and the operator would tell you, "Okay, hold on a minute," and then they connect you.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, hit 0.
Yep.
Operator.
I need the local police department.
City and state, please.
Stanley, Ohio. Idaho.
Which one? Idaho or
It's
Ohio?
Idaho.
Oh, okay. 1 moment, please. And the phone rings. It rings about 4 times, and then Stanley Police Outpost.
Yeah, I need to talk to Mr. Smith. I've had my uncle broke into my apartment above the grocery store, and I need him here immediately.
You need specifically the sheriff?
Well, he's the only one in town.
Uh,
we only have one cop.
Yeah, we have one dispatch and a cop. We have no local.
Stacy, I know you. I need George. My uncle broke into my apartment.
All right, I'll send him over.
And
And then an hour passes.
An hour? I'm across the street.
Yeah.
You're in a bad part of town.
yeah,
Oh my god.
property value is cut in half, and you go
An
across.
hour? I'm gonna give him so much. Oh my god. All right.
So then,
I wouldn't wait a full hour. After the first 20 minutes, I'd be calling again.
operator.
What is the number for the Stanley, Ohio Police Department, please?
Ohio.
Stanley, Idaho. I don't know what state we live
It's
in.
in Salt, Idaho.
Sorry,
Have you heard
Idaho.
this part of the
I'm
pulse?
It
so
kind of
sorry,
is.
Idaho.
All of Idaho, I'm sorry. I guess she gives you the number.
Great. I write it down this time.
All right, cool.
I hang up on the operator. Say thank you. Then I hang up on the
I
operator.
feel like Max wouldn't want to know what to do with the stressless situation for the women's side.
All right,
He's sitting there like,
So you have the number to the local police station.
Great. I dial it myself. So I don't
The
have to
phone-
go through the
The
operator.
phone rings about 4 times. The Stanley Police Outpost.
Yeah, my uncle trashed my apartment. I need a police officer now. There's not a murder happening. Why? I'm literally across the street, Stacy.
I told the sheriff what was going on. He was supposed to be over there.
Well, do I have to come and drag him over here myself? Like what?
He said he was on his way.
20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Girl.
It's
Really?
the 40s. You don't talk that way.
Unless she's a sassy black lady.
She claimed to be Caucasian, so.
She spent a lot of time
If
in the
she
inner city.
was of a different descent, this conversation would be going differently.
Just because we were in the 1940s doesn't mean we have to honor the 1940s. Anyway.
You're right.
I hang up. I don't know if he's gonna come, Max.
He'll be here
I
eventually.
told you.
He's useless. I
Just
told you he's useless.
wait around, and then after another 40 minutes passes, you hear on your door.
I feel like I would just have my door open. I don't even think, because I'd be just waiting like any minute now.
Oh, well then he strolls up casually like it's Sunday morning.
It is Sunday morning.
Right.
Well, at this point,
It's
it's like Sunday afternoon.
Like it's Sunday morning with that confident swagger and smile on his face.
Wait,
Well, Gail, what can I do you for?
I have to calm myself. Livid does not begin to describe my facial expression.
I feel like I'd look right at the sheriff and be like, George, you're in for a heartbreak right now.
Oh.
My apartment has been broken into by my uncle, as you can probably see. Even though I've had plenty of time to straighten much of it up now, waiting.
Why is he hogtied like that?
He's still struggling. We had to keep him here. He was just gonna run off.
Man.
And also, he's kind of weird. I don't know. He's acting strange. He's not right, George.
That's sheriff to you.
If you had come 20 minutes ago, it would have been sheriff. Now it's George.
I mean, do you want to spend the night in the drunk tank?
I'm not drunk.
With your drunk uncle?
Well, as long as he goes...
Then you will respect me, miss. That's what I thought. Now, he is clearly drunk, so we're going to take him downtown. If you own downtown, I guess you're going to take him to the outpost. And then we're going to have to come in for a statement. And what's his involvement?
you think I could have taken him down by myself?
So he
Mr.
literally...
Smith?
It's at least Officer Smith.
Officer Smith.
Good Lord. No respect on these youngins.
So basically what happened was I was coming over to swing by the store. You know, it's closed on Sundays to grab some supplies. And I was just knocking on the door and just asking if I could jump in, you know, real neighborly like. And as I was getting out of the car, she come flying out of that alley back there, screaming, hooting, and hollering about something going on. So I just ran at her, followed her, and he literally was just ripping drawers out, papers flying everywhere. I mean, just wrecking the place, man. I mean, like, he was literally just, like, wiping out slamming off the counter. I mean, like, just going ballistic. Like, he was, like, he lost his mind.
All right, well.
Not his typical drunken self. We've all seen her uncle drunk many of times, over and over and over again. He's usually pretty decent, too.
So he hit the sauce a little harder today. It ain't that big a deal.
I mean, he wrecked...
I'd like to press charges.
Yeah, how's your mama feel about that?
I don't know yet. She will.
Well, I guess since you're here, Max, why don't you take his other arm and we'll get him down to my car.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So I'll help him.
Yeah. So,
Also, in the meantime, do me and John see anything in that passing hour at the mayor's office?
That's a good point.
Because it was a whole hour.
you guys are sitting in the park like, what in the fuck is going on? I don't
This seems to be taking an awfully long time.
Honestly, you literally see the sheriff's, convertible just kind of like creep down the road about, you're like, why is he going so slow? Then he pulls in just nonchalantly. And then you see him get out and wander over. The mayor's office and the town hall has been quiet.
I picture kind of a boss hog, kind of a sheriff.
Yeah, that's literally like
wears a nicer suit or
yeah, he wears a nice suit. Like it's a nice suit, but Charles dresses nicer. You know, like Charles has got that Italian like drip, and he's got that like cowboy kind of like wearing the bolo tie kind of
big old pot belly on him.
Yeah. So you're typical useless.
Looking like Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah. Doug Dimmadome. With the damn Zale Dimmadome. Anyway. Where was it? Oh yeah. So you guys walk him down, he throws him in the back. He's still grunting and trying to get free. And the sheriff stops. Why you got him gagged? Why do you have him gagged?
Because he was screaming.
Oh, if you had me hogtied like that, I'd scream too.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't attack things.
You see the violent.
She's a woman, not a thing.
Well, he didn't really want. Didn't want nothing to do with her. She just wanted in the apartment.
All of my things.
Yeah, like literally, like she came out, not a scratch on him. We ran in there. We tried to stop him, and we couldn't stop him. He was literally just destroying your place.
And he was talking nonsense.
It's not like he didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for nothing. He didn't. He just went nuts.
We tried asking him what he's doing. He couldn't. It was just gobble coming out of his mouth. Some weird language I've never heard before.
Weird language. How do you know it was right?
I mean, to us, it sounds like a weird language. I don't know what it was. Could be. Brain beans.
I've heard French and Spanish. It's not those things.
Speaking in tongues or something. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, none of y'all were at church.
No,
including him.
Did take an hour to get here.
Was at church.
Enjoying my morning.
I would have enjoyed my morning coffee. But here we are. I've got a mountain of paperwork to do now. Thanks, you. And, yeah. So, are you guys going to walk over, or do I need to put you in the back of the car?
I'll walk.
Walk.
Right.
And,
I need to go back up and lock up anyway.
In the back of Max's mind, every time he sees the convertible, he's like, "It's not a real good police car. I feel like they could just jump out the back of a fucking convertible."
He's got special straps in the back. Joke's on you.
He's already hogtied. He's not going.
I'm just saying in general. See the guy wiggle out of the fucking convertible.
Right.
All right. Anyway,
there's no real criminals in this town.
He then pulls off, just as nonchalantly as he came.
It was like a 15-minute.
The matter of fact, because he's the guy that your typical the speed limit's 30 down the main road. He's doing 10.
Yeah,
making sure you can get a good look at his ride.
That was me this morning running people down.
Useless.
Yeah, we're walking and almost maintaining with this car.
He even waves at you.
I feel like I'd give him a couple minutes. Cause oh my god,
she's so mad.
You mean an hour?
No.
Yeah, we look across the street. We see Charles and John. What the fuck?
I don't get it. Why?
There's literally no reason. Oh my god.
He was at church. Jesus is a reason.
He wasn't at church when I called.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm pretty sure.
You weren't there. You don't know.
I feel like he would actually be the type that would enjoy that if he's at church and the church gets a call and the pastor interrupts us and says, "Oh, sheriff, they need you in town. There's a criminal." I feel like he'd get up and be like, "Yeah, I guess I'm needed," and fucking go waltzing out the door.
Big show of it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I'm gonna go up and lock up my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back and walk over.
Just as you lock the door, give me a listen check.
By the way, if you guys check the Discord, I attached a link to 1940s slang. So if you want to zhuzh up your language, feel free.
Oh, really?
Oh,
In the general?
I did look up some 1940 slang, and I
look
had
at
the
that.
ambitions of using it. And I was like,
Nice slang. Nice.
He's boy crazy.
What the fuck?
some of it is wild.
I mean, some of it I've heard a little bit.
Yeah, there's parts of it I've known, and other things like
Some of it we still use.
Able, gravel.
Like above my pay
what?
grade is from the.
Able, grapple. Girls with low morals. ABLE space GRABLE.
Yep.
don't flip your wig.
Too late. My wig is flipped.
Clams.
Money.
Money. Yeah. Clobbered, obviously. You know that one.
All right. So, obviously the sheriff,
Who does
drives
the
up.
G's? There's one of those I only use next time I order breakfast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking a lot of Floy. I have no idea what you're talking about though.
The goo and the moo. Yeah.
Goo and the moo is
It's
pancakes,
pancake with syrup and milk.
That
Yeah.
sounds dirty. That sounds not good.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Welcome to the 40s where we eat goo
Sheriff
in the
is
moo.
strictly from Dixie.
The Squiddy. Squiddy's a sailor.
Oh my god.
Anywho, back to the reality you face. Did you give me your listen check?
Yeah, it's a fail.
All right. That's fine.
Yeah, we are not.
I can't roll this high when I want to. But for whatever reason, now that the goal is to roll low,
It's
my
fucking-
dice hate me.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's hilarious. I think it's funny
I have
because
a good listen score.
her dice are so cursed that when she's rolling the d20s, she rolls low. Rolling the d100s, she rolls high.
So bad.
It's so funny.
So cursed.
So cursed.
Where's that in jail? It did help me last time when we played D&D.
The dice jail is on the other
Other
side of the
side.
mountain of
Yeah.
binders. Yes. All right.
Full of
So,
Jolly Ranchers.
what?
You deserve to be punished.
Anyway,
See how many piles I can get.
so I regret.
All the regrets.
Yeah.
Regrets.
Regret. All right, cool. All right. So you lock up. You walk back downstairs. Are you waiting for her?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna take your car or are you gonna walk?
I feel like I would take my car
I'll
and
walk.
try to pass him, the sheriff, before he gets to the police station and park in his spot.
Yeah.
Roll me a handle auto because the sheriff is a notorious road hog.
And he's got a big car, dude.
Yeah, he's driving a boat, except it's on it's on land.
Everything from that back in the day was a boat.
Handle
Oh
auto?
my God,
Yeah.
I'm
those
talking
cars.
about a
Drive auto.
Drive auto.
Drive auto is what I thought I said, but I guess I was wrong. Drive auto.
14 out of 80.
So he looks like a snail compared to a cheetah. You're gone. And then you roll up and park in his spot.
Oh, it'd be like sideways, like, you know.
And that's why I didn't ride with Max.
All right.
That'd be
So
sitting there as he pulled up, sitting there. He's just him just shaking his head.
I mean, he gets out. You need to move that car. That's in my spot.
Your name on
It is on it.
Where?
It's on the sign from the spot.
it. Oh, we'll have to take care of that one day. I move over to a visitor parking spot after that.
And then he parks in his spot, and he's like, pulls out like what to be his like ticket book, and he starts writing in it. So, just so you know, you see that, and then he's like, "All right, help me get this son of a bitch out of my car."
I feel like Max would be doing all the work. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm helping." Yeah.
You can't tell, because at this point, her uncle or Gail's uncle is a dead weight, still struggling to like break free from the bonds that he's in.
Doing the wiggles. You would think he would back off when.
Is he still avidly leaking black fluid from the orifices of his face?
He is.
And the sheriff has
How
no fucking
you guys
question
are all
about
so
that.
gung ho about involving the sheriff, and now that you've involved him, all you're doing is poking at him like, come on, shoot us.
You gotta remember, we're from the town. We don't like the sheriff. We like to fuck with him.
Yeah.
We grew up fucking with the sheriff.
And we know we can.
But you still involved him in it.
So
We're also not acting.
We're playing our character roles too, though.
Yeah, he's also not
Like that would be.
being. He's not. This isn't weird to him.
This is like 50% of Max's existence. Basically, is to fuck with the sheriff
Yeah.
whenever he can.
So
I actively avoid him.
Max and the sheriff walk into the police outpost. He yells at the receptionist to open. He doesn't remember her name. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like we went to high school.
He said, "Hey, you open up that cell down in, the third one down."
He'll be sexy about it. Hey, you doll face.
Yeah, but he would, right?
Baby girl, open up that thing. Anyway, since we want to objectify women.
Well, he would be sexist if he's all boss hog and fat.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, I mean, he is.
Yeah, he called her a dish.
Sure.
A dish.
Anyway,
We all
he hollers at the receptionist to open the cell, which she, sighs heavily and does. Then, without much warning, he kind of just, swings Gail's uncle and, just lets go. So, tosses him, essentially.
It's kind of mean, because he's got no way of, stopping his face from smashing into something or something.
Yeah.
Great.
So, and then slams the door behind him, makes sure it's locked, and then, proceeds to be like, all right, we got to go over here and take some record.
You gonna cut him loose? We just talking about him being, ball gagged and all that stuff like that?
I ain't worried about it.
Oh, okay, you brought it up.
I just walk in the front door, I think. I took my time. Especially
Alright.
seeing this Max whipping off, and I'm like, I'm going to let them deal with that.
I'd like to.
And by the way, Max,
If
here,
closer
he
to
hands
the
you a
police
speeding ticket.
Well, while we were seeing them walking down the street, I'd like to, get to the other side of the park to be kind of close and see if we can't sneakily kind of watch through a window or something and still keep an eye on the.
It's.
I guess I would be walking across the park, so I could have been thumbs up to you guys.
You can signal him. Yeah, that's fine.
Be like, everything's fine so far.
So, yeah. No, to you guys, Gail walks away from her apartment nonchalantly. And then, you see her walk into the police outpost and no handcuffs, no gunpoint, no nothing. Nothing like that. So this is like an hour and 20 minutes in now.
Exactly.
I feel like Charles now knows, if he didn't before, now he understands why she didn't bother calling the police initially.
And why we make fun of him so much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's going on. Yeah, so the police or the sheriff just nonchalantly hands you a ticket, be like, here, this is for you.
Thanks.
Get your dad to fight it in court.
I have my other ways. I have thoughts.
But anyway, so he then brings you in and sits you down in kind of like a pseudo interrogation room. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like locked doors and mirrors and stuff, but it's a table with a chair on each side, and all right, we're gonna talk to each one of you one at a time, and well,
I guess I'll talk to Stacy.
I was gonna say who goes first.
I was gonna say Gail's going first.
Oh,
You ain't talking to
I
nobody
did
other
have
than
a
me.
conversation I wanted to have with Stacy, by the way. Once it's my turn.
All right. So you watch them go in a room. They don't even bother closing the door.
No.
He sits on one side of the table, props his boots up on it, and leans back in his chair. All right, now I need you to tell me exactly what happened, what was said, and what kind of charges are we... Well, obviously I know what kind of charges are up in the air right now, but What charges you're wanting to press?
Destruction of property and breaking and entering.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Obviously, there are several things in my apartment that are now broken beyond use, and as you know, it's very difficult to get those things back in working order. I'm gonna have to repair a lot of things myself, including my sheets.
He yawns, and then he's, his pen's moving, but you're not sure he's writing what you're saying.
I know he's not. I don't care. Max told you the story, and that's pretty much what happened.
All right, that's Max's side of the story. I need to hear your side of the story.
I was in my apartment,
Uh-huh.
freshening up for the morning. You don't need to know what I was doing exactly. That's none of your business. It's a lady's business. When I heard knocking at my door, I walk over, peek through my peephole, and it's my uncle. He told me he needed me to work. It's Sunday. You and I both know the store's not open on Sundays, so already it was very weird. Then he said he needed to talk to me. He needed to come inside. Which, you and I also know, me and my uncle don't see eye to eye. So, thought it was weird. I cracked open my door to politely tell him to leave. And then he burst through my door, knocked me over, and started tearing up my place. I knew I couldn't take him on my own. I am just a young little lady after all. So I ran out and saw Max. And I knew Max was a young strappy man, so I was like, alright, cool. And he offered to help me. So we ran back upstairs. There was a bit of a tussle. I punched him a few times because he wouldn't stop. Once he was unconscious, we tied him up and called you.
No. There's where I gotta stop. You punched him.
Well, yeah.
Did he threaten you?
Yes. Threatening my existence in my apartment.
But did he physically hit you, touch you?
He's in my apartment tossing around my things and my husband's things. In a threatening manner. I felt threatened. Yes, my life was in danger.
From what it sounds like he pushed past you and started getting into your things.
Well, that's still a problem.
Well, I mean, it is, but you...
And when we told him to stop and we were going to call the police, he did not stop. And citizen's arrest, it's my private property that he's going through. I have every right to restrain him.
Restrain, yes, but you technically assaulted him.
Okay, he assaulted me by pushing past me and knocking me on the ground. Self-defense.
You have any bruises?
Does he?
I think I caught one on his jaw.
I guess you have to find out.
I mean, his eyes looked blackened to me too, but...
Yeah, that's the really weird part that you don't seem all that concerned about. He's like leaking some kind of weird fluid out of his face. We didn't do that. He was like that when he showed up. I mean, surely you probably got it in your car, which I would double check. It's goopy and I don't even know. It's not blood. I don't even know what it is. It's weird.
Uh-huh. All right. Sure, you can wait in the waiting room. All right. You said you wanted to talk to Stacy.
So canonically, we said Stacy went to school with us and all that. She's probably our age.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Stacy would know me well because I'm always fucking with the sheriff.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as Gail went in there to talk to the sheriff, I'd walk over to Stacy and be like, "Hey, Stacy," and I would probably have to roll for this, but I'd flirtatiously talk with her a little bit.
Oh, I mean, as soon as you walk up, she's kind of got the doll eyes for you because you know you're spicy. She looks at you and be like, "Hey, Max,"
and I would tell her, I'd be like, "Did you see me messing with the sheriff, pulling his spot?" And she'd go, "Stacy?"
"No, I didn't see nothing like that."
"Oh, well, I may have been pulling a fast one on him real quick and got his blood pressure up. Figured it might be on your benefit of entertainment."
I mean, he's always sour when you mess with him, but it's all right.
Well, for about the 100th time, give me another ticket. Would you mind filing that for me?
Oh, yeah. She just takes it and puts it straight in the shredder.
Yep. Thank you, hon.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at her and be like, I got something else planned for him. You're gonna like, all right.
And you hear the sheriff. He doesn't even get up from the table. He just hollers across the outpost. Max, get in here.
But
I leave.
I'm being beckoned, apparently.
He did specifically say that you were to wait in the waiting room.
Right. Like, I leave the room.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you understood what he said.
Yeah. I feel like as I'm walking away from Stacy, kind of like the old school ways, I'd turn, I'd like,
Mm-hmm. Hey. Walk up and fawns her.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I go sit down, and I seeing the sheriff with his feet up on the table or whatever, all like laid back and relaxed, I would definitely imitate him. I'd put my feet right up too, and I do the same thing.
You can see he's like, when you're fucking with him in a particular fashion, because you can just see like this vein protrude from his forehead. Like, you can tell his blood pressure's getting elevated and he's about due for a nicotine fit.
Could Stacy kind of see in the room as we're like doing this?
Yeah. I mean,
I would definitely, like, as I put my feet up, I'd look back and see if she noticed, and I give her a little thumbs up or whatever.
Hey. So Stacy definitely sees you do that, and she's like, golly, it's getting warm in here.
All right, what's up, Sheriff?
So I need you to tell me exactly what happened.
So, in more detail, I drove over to the shop hoping that Gail was home so I could get some supplies from the store. Mm-hmm. Needed some supplies for the pigs. I needed a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, shortly after I got out of the car, as I was walking towards the alley, she came running out of the alley, screaming, hooting, hollering, talking about her uncle broke into her place. And it seemed pretty desperate at the time, so I was like, okay, let's figure out what's going on. I wasn't sure. I know her uncle. I know he's a drunk. I didn't know if he like just fell asleep there or what. I didn't know the situation 100% yet. So I go running up the stairs, following her, and he is, just trashing the place, throwing stuff, this and that, blah blah, just going nuts. And I can see. So we try to get him to stop. I run up to him. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? What do you need? You need money? What do you need? And he just wouldn't any mind for us. Just kept going. Didn't care. Didn't stop. Nothing. No responses. Nothing. It wasn't until that I jumped on him to get him to stop. I had to grab him to get him to stop because he was throwing stuff and wrecking stuff. That he started talking finally, but he wasn't speaking words. He was just gibberish. Whatever it was.
Okay. And after you grabbed him, you tied him up?
Yep. Just tied him up. No, nothing crazy. Just basically a basic citizen's arrest.
Oh, and then Gail hit him.
Well, while we were tying him up, she was trying to get him to stop moving.
Mm-mm.
Now, mind you, I did see, if you look at Gail's elbows and her elbows, and I'm sure on her lower back. I didn't see her lower back, but I'm sure her elbows and all that. She got shoved back hard. So she hit the ground and she hit her head off the ground. I'm sure her head's got a bump on it. He didn't just excuse me, miss. He threw her off on the ground. And then she was fearing. She was fearing for her life. Honestly, she's just a housewife sitting at home and some drunk dude's destroying her house. What is she supposed to do?
Well, we'll definitely keep William for now.
And I've been in this town my whole life. It's just you. I've never seen him. I've seen him drink. He's been fine. He's kind of known for drinking in the town, but at the same time, he's never acted like this. And
it's desperate times for everybody, so everybody's capable of anything.
It's just
Who knows what he could have been in there for? I mean, he could have walked in there to get money, or
I mean, we asked if he wanted money. He didn't. But
no, I mean, just because you ask doesn't mean he's going to own up to that. That's embarrassing. He's a man.
That's true. I understand that. But at the same time, I just the way I see it, he just seems like he just does. He wasn't in the right mind. Like he was on something. He also, I mean, I don't know if you have a medical examiner look at him or something, or some.
Oh, we got that med student in town. I'll have him come down in here. And
I mean,
take
just
a look at him.
maybe he got something in him, or I don't know. These are all this crazy new drugs, all this stuff now. They got this acid stuff they got now, you know, and all this speed stuff. I mean, this is all new stuff.
I mean, that's more in Chicago and New York and all that. That ain't here.
Yeah, I'm just throwing ideas out.
Oh, I know, but do you have anybody that can corroborate your story about you coming from home?
My parents know I left, and then maybe there's some people in the park that may have seen me come parked across from the park.
All right.
I mean, you could ask. I don't know who's in the park. I'm sure you can go to the park and find someone that's that'd be my best guess, because most everybody was at church. Because usually I do my choring during church, so I was just running into town, hoping to get my choring done before my parents got back from church.
Mm-hmm. No, honestly, I won't even lie to you. I've been avoiding town because I don't want to run into that Charles feller. He's a giant pain in my ass.
I don't know much about him.
Well, he's from New York. Got a big old fancy badge. So.
Don't you have a fancy badge?
I mean, I do, but his is a fancier badge, so he thinks he's better than me, I'm sure.
Why is it fancier? You intrigued me.
Oh, 'cause he's big old New York City investigator. But, you know. Anyway.
Okay.
No, I guess I got some people to question. I'm thinking about holding Gail on assault charges, though.
It wouldn't last a day, you know. Just poor old woman at home. She can't help herself. I mean, all she's doing is just reacting.
But I don't think that's for me to decide necessarily. I'm not a judge. I just know it sounds like you guys restrained him and then she socked him more than once.
Well, she was hit him while restraining. He wasn't restrained yet. He was in the mix of being. She was trying to help stop him moving so I could restrain him, essentially. And she didn't have the strength or ability to like grab and pull his limbs together. Like,
I mean, to give him some shiners like that, she's got to be swinging pretty fucking hard.
You seen that little thing out there? What do you think? She don't have much on her. I mean, a guy like you got some weight behind you. You can throw a punch.
Yeah, I mean, I am a specimen of the masculine persuasion.
I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with you in a fight.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, it's a lot different I think it definitely caught me by surprise. But you know that mom strength, you get a mama bear going on situation. She was just protecting her own, her own.
Is Gail pregnant?
No.
Oh.
But when they're talking about like protecting her own home, situation.
Here I thought I'd have to charge her uncle with attempted murder.
No, I mean, not that I know of. I guess I never asked her. You can feel free to ask her if you want, but I don't ask a woman if she's pregnant.
That's a fair point. That's a whole can of worms I don't feel like opening.
Yeah, it is.
Because then she's gonna ask me if I think she looks fat, and it's
I don't open that can of worms.
Fuck. All right, I guess you're free to go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna stick around, make sure Gail gets her place back together. Okay, just try to be a good neighbor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm shorthanded with this damn war going on.
Yeah,
got all them young.
Well, we only have you as an officer in town, right? It's just you.
I mean, there's other officers that rotate out, but I'm the one that I live at this damn outpost.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you, Sheriff.
See you around.
So I step out.
Pain in my ass.
Like me and Stacy are chatting about.
I would definitely be walking out with a grin. For
She's definitely like, she's got you tea. She's asking if you're alright. She's like petting your hands, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh.
you know, like, you need anything, dear? You alright?
There would definitely be some grins going on as I walked out. I'd be laughing just about the conversation with them.
So let's, and the sheriff, you know, leaves the investigation room, as we'll call it.
Takes a jaunty stroll out.
He stretches and, like, arches his back and makes a big old deal out of it, you know. And he's like, alright, Gail, you're free to go.
Thank you, officer, and please do keep me updated with the investigation.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be offensive in any way. Are you perchance pregnant?
No, 1940s competence.
Her brow furrows. She kind of looks. I look at Stacy. Do I look pregnant?
I would definitely be like backing away.
You hear a voice from outside. She's saying
No.
that.
No, it's not about your size. I need to know because the charges against your uncle might be more serious if you are.
No.
All right.
Not pregnant, officer. No.
All right, now get the fuck out of my outpost.
With gladly.
I would already be like at the door after that comment come out. I'd be like, whoa, he did the thing.
At least he had more tact than you thought he was going to have about it.
That's true.
Inside, Gail is so angry. All that pent-up women rage that we have on a regular basis is just... And just like all the time, you just gotta shove it down, smile, and be like, thank you so much for your backhanded service.
Great job. She's on her period, and you had to push her, and now she's angry.
I guess you
cartoon.
should probably be minding your P's and Q's there, John.
I feel like you could see
I'm not
like,
in
the
the park,
steam
I'm
go
saying.
over.
I got a head start.
And he has no idea what's going on.
Right.
I know I would be, as we're walking out, I'd be like, do you need anything? Ice cream?
A cool pool.
Some gelato? Oh.
God, that man is useless.